People think the ocean is empty. They think it's just water, darkness, and silence. But the ocean isn't silent because it has nothing to say. It's silent because it's hiding something. Far below the waves, deeper than sunlight can reach, there's a kingdom that never appears on maps. A city built beneath the sea. A realm where coral becomes castles, light is born from living stones, and the water itself carries secrets like old ghosts. They call it Nerathis, the underwater kingdom. Most sailors have heard the rumors. At midnight, the sea sometimes glows like it's breathing. The water sings softly, like someone is calling your name. Compasses spin for no reason, and ships drift in circles, as if the ocean is guiding them away from something. Nobody believes these stories until someone disappears. His name was Elias. He wasn't a pirate or a soldier or a treasure hunter. He was a rescue diver, the kind of man who jumps into storms when others run away. One evening, a fishing boat vanished near a place sailors called the Silent Drop, a part of the ocean so deep it felt like a hole in the world. The Coast Guard wouldn't go near, not because they feared the depth, but because the sea there was unnatural. No waves, no birds, no wind. Just still, silent water like a mirror covering a grave. Elias went anyway, because a missing boat meant missing people, and Elias had one rule: if someone is still breathing, you don't stop. He jumped into the water. At first it was normal, cold, dark, quiet. But as he swam deeper, his flashlight started flickering. Not because it was broken, but because something around him was moving. Not fish, not a current. Something bigger. Elias looked down, and the ocean below him glowed faintly blue, like a city light buried under miles of darkness. His breath caught. He adjusted his oxygen and descended. The deeper he went, the more the light grew. And then suddenly his entire body froze. Because he saw it, a gate. A massive underwater gate bigger than any building, made of black stone and covered in glowing runes. And behind the gate, a city, impossible. Towers shaped like spirals rose from the ocean floor. Bridges of coral connected domes made of crystal. Giant statues of ancient kings stared forward with empty eyes that still seemed alive. Elias whispered through his mask, "No way." His hand reached for the gate, the moment his glove touched a rune. The gate opened, not with force. It opened like it recognized him. And the water pulled him in. He tried to swim back, but the current dragged him forward like a hand closing around his chest. He flew through the gate, and everything changed. The pressure in his ears vanished. His oxygen mask fogged for a moment, then cleared. And then he realized something impossible. He wasn't underwater anymore. He was breathing. Inside the city, there was an air bubble. A massive sphere of air surrounding Nerathis, held in place by glowing stones floating above the streets like tiny moons. Elias fell onto a marble road, coughing. His hands touched dry ground. Dry in the middle of the ocean. He ripped off his mask, gasping. The air tasted cold and sweet like rain. Then he heard footsteps. Real footsteps. He turned and saw them. People, but not humans. Their skin had a soft shimmer like pearls. Their eyes reflected light like deep-sea creatures. Their hair floated slightly, as if the city still remembered water. One of them stepped forward, holding a trident made of dark crystal. Her voice was calm but sharp. "You have entered Nerathis." Elias stood slowly, exhausted. "Who are you?" he asked. She replied, "I am Princess Serena, heir of the deep throne." Elias blinked. "Princess?" This wasn't a hallucination. This was real. "Where am I?" Serena gestured to the glowing city. "You are in the kingdom your world calls a myth, and you were not supposed to find us," Elias tried to explain. "I'm here because a boat is missing. People are lost." Serena's expression didn't change. They are not lost, she said. Elias frowned. Then where are they? Serena looked up toward the shimmering barrier above. They were taken, she whispered. Elias felt a chill. Taken by who? Serena answered with one word. The Leviathan. Elias had heard that name. Every sailor has. A beast so big it becomes the ocean's shadow. But Serena's voice held no myth, only fear. She led Elias through the city. As they walked, he noticed the people of Nerathis looked weak. Their eyes weren't proud. Their arms weren't strong. Our kingdom is dying, Serena said. How can an underwater kingdom die? Elias asked. Serena looked at him. Because the ocean is changing. And our protector is gone. She showed him the center of the city. In a huge throne room, a fountain of glowing water was frozen in midair. This is the heart tide, Serena whispered. It keeps Nerathis alive. It holds back pressure, creates air, and hides our city. So why is everyone scared? Elias asked. Serena looked away. Because the heart tide is fading, and Elias saw it. The glow was weaker, flickering like a dying star. Serena continued, Long ago, our kingdom made a pact with the Leviathan. Elias frowned. A pact with a monster? Her eyes turned dark. He wasn't always a monster. Once, the Leviathan was the guardian of the deep. He protected Nerathis from darkness, from predators, from the abyss, but then humans came. Serena said, humans hunted the sea. They stole from shipwrecks. They poisoned the water, and one day, they tried to kill him. Elias whispered, We did that? Serena nodded slowly. And the guardian became a curse. He now devours ships, because he no longer knows the difference between enemy and innocent. She pointed to a crack in the throne room wall. From it, dark water leaked, moving like smoke. The abyss is rising, she whispered. A place below the ocean, a darkness beneath darkness. It doesn't drown you. It erases you. The Leviathan was the only thing holding it back. But now he's gone mad and the seal is breaking. So what do you want from me? Elias asked. Serena's face hardened. You open the sky gate. We call the surface entrance the sky gate. Only the chosen can cross it. Chosen? Why me? Serena's voice dropped like a blade. Because the Leviathan remembers you. Elias froze. How? Serena held up a small object, a gold pendant. Elias stared. His eyes widened. That pendant? It was his father's. His father, a sailor who disappeared when Elias was a child. No, that's impossible. Your father came here once, Serena said. What happened to him? Elias felt his throat closing. He tried to save us, she whispered. His hands shook, and he failed? Serena said softly, He became part of the sea. Elias's heart broke. But then she said something worse. And now the Leviathan calls for his son. What does it want? Serena's eyes glowed faintly. It wants to be forgiven, she whispered. A monster that eats ships wants forgiveness? Because monsters are often born from pain, she replied. That night, the city shook. A roar echoed through the deep, so loud it made the air vibrate. Everyone ran. The Leviathan is here, Serena said, pulling Elias toward the sky gate. Outside the air bubble, the ocean turned black. A shadow passed over the city, and then Elias saw it. An eye, bigger than a house, glowing faintly, watching. The Leviathan's voice spoke not in words, but in memory, right inside his head. The sound of waves. A ship in a storm, a man yelling his name, Elias. Elias screamed and fell to his knees. You heard it, Serena whispered. That's my father, he cried. The Leviathan wasn't calling to kill him. It was calling because it remembered. The citizens begged Serena to shut the gate, to hide. But she looked at Elias. If we hide, the abyss will rise. And then no kingdom will remain. Elias stood slowly. His fear turned into a decision. Take me to it, he whispered. You'll die, Serena said. My father went into the deep for you, he replied. Now it's my turn. They left Nerathis through a dark tunnel. This time Elias didn't use a mask. Serena placed a glowing stone on his chest, creating a small bubble of air around his head. They swam until they reached the abyssal trench. Below them, a crack in the ocean floor poured black smoke into the sea. The Leviathan floated above it like a broken god. Its scales were cracked, its body covered in old harpoons and chains. Its eye looked tired. Not evil, just tired. Elias approached slowly, his heart hammering. He raised his hand. The Leviathan's eye blinked. Speak, Serena whispered. Elias spoke the truth. My father didn't abandon me. He chose to protect something bigger. Humans hurt you. They made you a monster. But you don't have to stay one. Then Elias did something insane. He removed the glowing stone from his chest, letting the ocean rush in. Serena screamed. But Elias didn't drown, because the Leviathan moved. It wrapped around him like a mountain of living water. And Elias heard a voice inside the darkness, his father's voice. Elias. Tears floated from his eyes. Dad, the voice whispered, I'm here. Inside it. What happened? Elias asked, desperate. His father answered, I became the heart tide. Elias froze. That's why the heart tide was fading. It wasn't a machine. It was his father's soul, holding the city alive, trapped. Elias looked at the Leviathan's eye and whispered, Let him go. The Leviathan trembled. The abyss crack below widened. If he leaves, the city dies, Serena screamed. And if he stays, he suffers forever, Elias whispered back. Then he faced the Leviathan again and spoke the final words that changed the deep. I forgive you. Silence. The Leviathan's eye softened. The chains on its body snapped. And then it turned toward the abyss crack and dived into it, sealing itself inside the darkness, a guardian returning to its post. The black smoke stopped. The ocean calmed. Above, Nerathis glowed brighter. The Leviathan hadn't destroyed the kingdom, it had saved it. And the heart tide released his father. A burst of light shot upward like a sunrise under the sea. Elias woke up on the marble street, alive. Serena stood over him, tears in her eyes. Your father is free. Where is he? Elias asked. Serena pointed up. Far above, a small wave rolled gently. A goodbye. Before Elias left, Serena handed him a new pendant with a tiny drop of glowing water inside. This is a piece of the heart tide. When you are lost, it will guide you home. Elias stepped back into the surface world. The sun hid his face. The waves felt normal again, but he knew the truth. Under every calm sea, a kingdom waits, and deep below, a guardian watches. Because sometimes the ocean doesn't hide secrets. It hides sacrifices. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow for more stories from the deep.